This is Drew from Arrowbrick Gaming, and I definitely do not listen to Discard to Reroll.
Touch roll trash, Daddy.
I won't roll trash.
That thing looks dangerous, man. Poorly made. The little kid made it.
So you don't have to look at it anymore!
I'm 90% sure Matt is Kylo Ren.
Hey everybody, this is Agent of Zion from Artificery. I really don't listen to any Destiny podcasts, but top of the list of the ones that I don't listen to, Discard to Reroll.
Hey, this is Bobby Sapphire from the Hyperloops, and I legit never listen to Mr. Chip on Discard to Reroll.
Discard to Reroll.
It's Discard to Reroll. It feels good to be back. Oh, man, it's been a long time. It's your favorite podcast about a little dice and card game we like to call Star Wars Destiny. And I know it's not me that you come here after all these weeks to listen to. It's the guy from New Jersey who really makes most collectible card games shudder in his wake. He is the Thunda from Down Under. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Ray Julia. Ray, the Thunda. How are you? How have you been? Tell me all about your life for the last month.
I'm good. I just been really busy with school. This is really cool, by the way. I just want to point out that are we really live? Like that's a thing?
Yes.
Like we're doing that?
It's straight up live. It's me, you, and 15 of our best friends who we don't know who they are. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. No, I've just been really busy. Trying to go back to school when you're almost 30 is it's tough and makes you realize you should have done it when you were younger. So having a wife and 2 kids, going to school, life's been busy.
And there it is, everybody. Hot Destiny talk all night long on Discard to Reroll Live, everybody. There it is. We're talking about babies and going back to school. Yeah. New set.
The real question is where have you been?
Oh, Ray, listeners don't care. All they care about are the hot takes, Ray. They move on, They move on. If it's not Discard to Reroll, it's something else. They want to hear Paul talk about his 10 boxes of cards that he opened up, or they want to hear Manton tell the story of how he got his name. That's what people want these days, Ray. They want to hear that stuff. If we're sitting here talking about what kind of formula to use, it's not a ratings bonanza. You know what I mean?
Dads and Destiny. That's what the new show should be called.
That's not half bad, Ray. Creative marketing talent of Ray. Julia, I've missed you. Hey, Ray, if there's anything other than being a dad that brings in the ratings, it's tax season. And that really does get people all fired up. They want to listen to a podcast, doesn't it?
Yes, yep. So let's talk about your W-2s.
Yeah, W-2s of Destiny, because it is tax season. And Ray, I said, Ray, we got to do something special. We got to do something nice for the fans of Discard to Reroll. They've been waiting a long time. We got to whet their appetite. And Ray said, I'm going to save the world of Destiny players some serious cash by talking about Ray's budget decks. So when you get that hard-earned refund, from your 1040 easy on the TurboTax, don't waste it all on packs. Ray's going to tell you how you can save some money with some pretty competitive budget decks. Am I right? Did I set that up, Ray?
Yeah, I think my mic cut out and I didn't hear half what you said.
Perfect.
Great.
Perfect.
That was fine.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. The Thunda in action. Maybe you spend your W-2, your the 1040 if you did it, the easy 1040, some of that refund on a new mic.
On a new microphone. I think it's the whole computer, but maybe I just buy the mic. It's like buying an air freshener when the car's falling apart.
True. At least it smells good while you're in it. You know what I mean? So we were talking about budget decks, Ray. You're gonna share with us in a few minutes. You're gonna share with us Ray's budget decks, so you don't have to spend your hard-earned tax refund on all these packs of Convergence. You can just go ahead and listen to Ray tell you about some competitive budget decks. Am I right?
That's what we're aiming to do. I've just been pricing out like a lot of things through singles purchasing.
Yeah.
And I just found like some really budget friendly and fun, and I think they could be like slightly competitive decks, but certainly geared towards like the new player that definitely wants to get into like get into Star Wars Destiny and use Convergence kind of as their platform.
Right. If there's one thing, Ray, that we are, it's slightly competitive on this show. Slightly competitive. So if you need those slightly competitive decks, Ray's your guy. Also, since Ray's going to try to save you money, I'm going to save you money too with Chip's Hidden Bargains. These are the hidden bargains. Now, maybe not financially, because these, I believe, 2 of these are common. One of them is an uncommon. But I got a red one, I got a yellow one, and I got a blue one. We are multicolored today. And these are, since I've started playing Convergence and doing the sealed box tournaments and all the stuff that's been out. I know, Ray, you've been playing your tabletop simulator that FFG doesn't like you to do. These are cards that I feel like are good value. Good value to have. They're good value for what they cost to play. And I feel it fits well with the tax season theme. So we're going to do it.
Okay. I'm ready. When are we doing this?
In a minute. You got to set up the show, Ray. You got to set the table before you sit down to eat.
I agree.
This is live.
All right,
do you understand the difference here? This is live radio. I don't know what you've been doing in the last month, Ray, but all I've been doing is sitting in front of the mirror practicing for this moment of live radio. I see the servers filling up, Ray. Look at all these people. And
is
you
it
can
really?
There's not one person out there. Not one person. That's what I think. There it is.
I feel like I need to do something. Here, hold on. I just give me a minute. I'm gonna figure something out.
You figure something out. While Ray's figuring that out, this is a Discard and Reroll live. We're going to try and do it now so that A, we don't have to do any editing afterward, and B, I don't know if you knew, we don't do much, and B, because we want you to be a part of the program. This is the way to do it. You join it's a free Discord server for Discard and Reroll live. You just come on board, ask your question. More than likely, you're going to heckle Ray. Other things that are happening, ladies and gentlemen, Star Wars Celebration, and what a great time to introduce new players to the game of Destiny. We got a brand new set that's out. We had the new 2-player sets that have come out, or the new starter sets that have come out, and then maybe the new 2-player set. Maybe that's some Freudian slip. And then we're going to have allies of whatever they are, Necessity. That's our draft kit that's coming out maybe Thursday, maybe next week, maybe next month. Doesn't matter. It's a great time to bring new people to the world of Star Wars Destiny. And when Ray comes back, at some point he's coming back. When Ray comes back, I want to ask him about new player advice. And the question I would ask you if you join us on Discard Reroll Live tonight is, what was the first deck you ever played? What got you hooked on this game of Star Wars Destiny? Because it wasn't the great release dates, I can tell you that. It was the game itself, and what was it that got you playing Star Wars Destiny? And new player advice, what decks would you have, or do you have built ready to go? So if somebody is going to sit down with you and say, yeah, I want to learn this game. I like me some Rey. I like Ayla. I like Yoda. I want to play these decks. What do you have ready? Do you have something built? Is it ready to go? And what would you play with a new player? All of those things. Just send an email to the Thunda. It's the Thunda at discardtoreroll.com. He'll answer all of your questions. And maybe even give you love advice. Who knows? It's a new world of live radio. And you can tell the market was clamoring for live Destiny talk. That's what everybody was asking for. I was talking to everybody at Roll On was calling me. I mean, nonstop. I mean, if Kevin calls me one more time at work, it's like, Mr. Chip, come on, you got to do a live show. I mean, the people need it live. I mean, bad enough he's got to talk to Corin every day. I mean, they're related.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, hey, here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ray.
Man, tell a man talk by himself and he can really go.
Discard to reroll.
So, all right, I'm reporting back with some potential problems.
Here it is.
So I shared this link
Yes.
in the massive Star Wars Destiny Facebook presence. So
loved it.
It's out on the Facebook.
Yeah.
We do have a few people rolling into the Discord, and we already have an issue. Here's a little tech issue.
Yes,
it
go.
says, "Hey fellas, I can hear you.
Yes.
But I'm also hearing music blaring over you guys."
Perfect.
So they didn't hear a word that we said.
That's excellent. And you know, that's why we do this, because it doesn't work. How are they hearing music? There's no music here.
I have no idea. All right, let me ask. Still
with the music, huh?
Music?
God, there's not even a music thing playing. Nothing.
All right.
Crazy. All right, well, that's good. That's good stuff.
Right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, don't really know where to go from there.
Just him. Yeah, maybe it is just him. Maybe his TV's on. I mean, you never know. This is live radio, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens in the world of Destiny. I don't know. Maybe if he refreshes it. Maybe if I restart
maybe it's me.
How could it be him?
He's taking blame.
All right.
All right. Next kind of housekeeping.
Yes. So it's not working, number one. Number two, what's the second thing about our...
So the second thing is, since I'm really bad with technology, is there a way for them to get into that Discord through this Spreaker?
Spreaker, I posted the link. So Spreaker is think of Spreaker as the conduit, Ray, for the audio. It's all it does. It just plays like a link to play the live audio so they can hear it.
Oh, okay. I'm understanding what's going on here. Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like the radio. It's like your radio. You're tuning in the radio in the car to 100.5 Destiny Talk radio.
Okay.
That's what Spreaker is.
And then before we started all this, we probably should have decided how, or I should have asked you, how do I get these people into this chat?
How do you get them in? So this is, if you're just joining us, it's teaching Ray how to use Discord. So if you, so I see, where's this guy? Who's in there now?
Let me find his name. Hold on. The Chais 15.
Yeah, the Chais 15. Yeah, so you right click them, right, and bring them over.
Oh, you might not want to hit your space bar.
Yep, bring them over.
So you right click them.
Yeah, this is going smooth. I feel like it's going real smooth.
Yeah, we're all right. Everything's fine. And then you do what?
You bring them up. you get them in. You push them over. You hit the button. How do you bring them in? Bring him on in. Live guest. Well, so you go over to live guest. So you click him, make his role live guest, and then you unmake his role live guest. There you go.
All right.
Do it.
Well, we'll figure that out for next episode.
Live guest. I just did it for him. He's a live guest now.
He's a live guest.
Now he can join.
Okay.
Watch this.
That's just wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Now I'm understanding
this is going to be amazing. Wait for it, everybody. It'll go smooth. See, that's why you kind of you have to be the talent, Ray, because everybody wants the Thunder. So you have to be the talent, and we need a moderator to manage. The engineer. We need the engineer. So
because now I'm feeling like I didn't know how to do the Discord. I didn't know how to do the Spreaker.
Yeah, I threw it on you.
We haven't talked about Destiny yet.
I threw it on you. I said let's do something fun. Can you join the live show or no? Let's see if he's doing it.
Or no.
It doesn't matter. It's fine. Maybe it's just Discord. I don't know. Maybe this is a bygone era, Ray. Playing live radio, being out there and amongst the people. I just thought it was an interesting thing. Then people could call. Then you post.
Definitely cool.
Then you post the thing at the end, because then you don't have to edit it. But it doesn't matter. We're talking about tax season, Ray. We're talking about your budget decks. We're talking about the stuff you've actually played. You've actually played some Destiny in the last 48 hours. That helps.
I have. I got wiped up pretty nicely, but it's by some of the best players in the world, so it's okay.
Yeah. Let me guess. It's your friends over at the ABG?
Yeah, I have more friends than that, but yes.
Okay.
They were my first stop for a nice waxing, if you will.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. I know you're trying to look and bring this other. Can you get this guy in or no? What's going on?
I have no idea what I'm doing.
All right, good. Perfect. He's just sitting there. That's fine. He can be there, and as long as he can hear it, that's all that matters. Tell me about what you were playing. Zach said you were tweeting a whole bunch of stuff about Lando. What has gotten up your buns about this?
No, nothing's up my buns. Something I feel. This isn't part of the budget section, but something I feel should be on more people's radar, and that is this Star Viper. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Star Viper. Yes. I think that card is nutty good. And immediately I go to, let me read the card for everybody. Let me grab that card and we'll just give me a second.
Star Viper is the card you like?
Star Viper. And then I'll read it to the 14 listeners.
Okay, good. That's fine. They love it.
All right, here it is. Star Viper. It is a yellow neutral support vehicle. Cost 4 resources. The picture of it, I don't remember this one. When I think it's in solo.
Yeah.
When Val is like dodging them.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I know where I'm at now.
I was agreeing with you blindly. I'm sure it is.
Okay.
The Star Viper.
I'm pretty sure that's what they are.
You could have said it was in the I don't know, some Star Trek movie. I would have agreed.
Okay, so it has ambush, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Its die sides are 3 indirect, 2 discard, 2 shields, special, blank.
Yep.
And the special reads, deal 3 damage to a character or discard a vehicle that costs 3 or less from play. I think it's really good. So if you think about it, its damage sides are 3 indirect, basically with the special 3 ranged, 3 ranged. And if you were to put it in like a new Lando, so Lando Calrissian at 15 points, and then a Yoda at his 13 points, it leaves you 2 deck building points to be left over, and you can throw double down in there, and you can do some crazy stuff.
Oh, we got somebody. They're excited about Star Viper. There he is.
Whoa, who do we got? Oh, here he is, and is he there?
Close. We're so close. I hear myself.
You fellas hearing me?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Hello, guys.
What's going on? Who is this?
This is Kevin from Roll On Podcast.
Oh my Lord. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
We have famous people coming on this show?
What's up, fellas?
Yo.
Kevin, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Listen, I'm actually being a terrible employee and listening at work, but
no.
I just want to say I'm super excited that you guys are doing live shows now, and excited for you guys to be delving into that world. Except for the fact that I was hearing music for the first maybe 10 minutes.
Yes. Well, it's technical difficulties. I've got Ray, a.k.a. Steve Jobs reincarnated, so that's been super helpful. Kevin, I got to ask you a question. I tried this morning, my workout routine in the morning, and this is not like an Arnold Schwarzenegger routine, but my workout routine is I do a little treadmill, I do a little pull up, a little chin up, listening to Roll On Podcast, and I heard you try to defend that. I think you said the best die side was a blank on any die. Is this true?
That's close to accurate, but not exactly true. I believe I'd made the point in a previous episode that the 1 disrupt side was worse than a blank. And that's especially true now. I mean, when you look at Captain Phasma and her, when you pair her with advanced training and you're able to turn trooper blank sides into melee sides, I mean, that sounds a lot better than a 1 disrupt to me. So
yes,
Convergence is bringing out the blanks, if you will.
Ray, there might have been a half an hour, Ray, of Corwin and Kevin arguing about a blank being better than a disrupt.
Yeah, I could see Corwin taking a hard stance on calling Kevin an idiot about something.
I mean, this is just what I have to deal with in the scope of my everyday life. But he's a lot more mellowed out now in the last week and a half. Now that he's all wifed up, so
yes,
we'll forgive him.
Congratulations to him. He got married on purpose.
Oh, Colin got a Mr. Chip doll. He'll be pretty excited to hear that.
Yes, well, a very big congratulations to him, and get ready because his collection is about to be cut in half very soon. Ray, marriage is bliss, though, right? Kevin, are you married?
I'm actually getting married in 2 months, so go figure.
How cute! Are they twins that you guys married, or
that's not at all? Not right. Yeah, but no, we're excited, and it's crazy that it happened, in the same year. And unfortunately, Corwin got married on release weekend, so
yeah,
sort of is what it is. But
I love that sentence.
Listen, fellas, I got to get back to work here, but I have to ask you before I leave. First deck out of the box. I know Ray is a little high on this Grievous Afra Sentinel Messenger deck, but is there anything out there that you can give to the people that if they're just cracking a box or two and they want to build a deck and start playing right away, what's your recommendation to them?
I got one. Here's my this will bleed a little bit into the budget decks, but stick with Troopers because they're sitting in a good spot.
Troopers sounds good.
That's fair.
Kevin, I got to ask you one thing, Kevin. I know you're on the clock. How pumped were you? How pumped were you when Krennic gets the big point reduction?
man, I got to tell you, 17 points is a heck of a lot better than 19.
That's your guy, man. That's your guy.
That's my dude. I was going to sort of stay away from Infinite, but with both Krennic and Grand Inquisitor getting a little bit of a knockdown, those were probably the two characters I played the most of before the new block hit. So I might have to dig into it. I mean, Grand Inquisitor price seems kind of ridiculous, and then Krennic, you know, with the 13, you can finally fit some more elite characters in there besides just Bala and Sienna. So, giving him leader is obviously going to be relevant at some point, you know, even if it's just for salt flats. Any chance to play with Krennic is a good one for me. I'd like to play him with Red to get access to Lockdown, but I'm just mostly at this point, I'm waiting for Krennic too. I mean, there's got to be one, right? I mean, you guys are all into the FFG verse. Go ahead and let me know if there's a Krennic 2 on the horizon, will you?
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. Ray's got the inside intel, so I think it's going to happen.
Okay. I think I'm the one who sits in like the naughty bench.
Yeah, right.
When it comes to FFG.
Kevin, thank you. If there was going to be our first guest to do this crazy experiment, we are glad that it is you. So thank you, Kevin. Listen to Roll On Podcast. Fantastic stuff. One of my favorite that's out there. Keep it up.
Thanks, Kevin.
Really appreciate the content, fellas, and you guys keep it up as well. And looking forward to having you guys on the show whenever you're available. So we're here, and we'd love to have you.
All right, buddy. We got it.
All right. Thanks, fellas. Take care.
All right. We'll see you.
Bye.
And there you go, Ray. See? That's how that works.
That was smooth.
That's how that works. That's how you bring it in, and you keep going from there. I mean, you start high. You bring out a new show. You start high. You bring in Kevin from Roll On. Great podcast. He was really trying to convince Corwin that he said the blank. Blanks are great, man. Blanks are great. It is. I would rather have a blank than a one disrupt.
I can understand its point in the scope of the game design right now. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but my argument on that is
now you have a position. Okay.
Yeah, no, every once in a while, Ray, the guy who goes 5-0 at a Schmeeginal, you know.
Whoa!
He's got
throwing out accomplishments.
He can have a point.
How heavy are those arms, man?
He can. The gun show is over here if you want to see it. I think that it's the value of $1, Ray. It's the value of $1. Again, this is a great financially sound episode. That you take away that $1, you're taking away a lot of things that person could do. You're slowing them down.
I have a question. I'm getting reached out. I'm getting messaged.
Do it.
All kinds of. It says, "Yo, Ray, do you have to sign up on Sprecher to do the live chat?" I said, no, come into the Discord.
Yeah, just come in the Discord. There's a chat on the thing, but it's just so hard to manage that. Just come in Discord. Join the Discordy. Right. That's what they got to do.
Join the Discord.
Okay, so
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, very cool. So you were telling me about Star Viper before Kevin came on. So the card, it's got ambush. It costs 4, Ray. It's got 2 specials. It's got that blank. Let me read that one more time. Deal 3 damage to a character or discard a vehicle that costs 3 or less from play. Tell me... 2 discard too. Tell me why you're in love with this card right now.
Well, since it is a vehicle and you have Lando, it's only going to cost you 3. So if those numbers are looking a little bit better for you.
All right, that's good.
And then with Yoda, you can special chain into that 3. So it's almost like an auto 3 damage. And I just think it's really good value. This is where my head's going when it comes to cards I like to look out for that I've heard nobody talking about. They're not going to be super expensive because it's just a rare. And I think the last time I priced out a Star Viper, it was like sitting at $1.50.
Wow. That's a good rare. So, I've got 4 of them if anybody needs it.
Yeah. I think this could be like the fire spray of this set where it's just like a good solid support that has a neat ability and could definitely see some play.
And herein lies, I want to get back to you and picking cards that are good. But herein lies the problem right now Destiny finds himself in. I've got a solution too. Don't come with just problems here on tax season. We come with solutions. The rare, like this should be a more expensive rare. And rares, to me, they just don't have any value, it seems. Like ever since Awakenings and there was the Holdout Blasters and the Holocrons and those cards were $14, $15 for a rare. Then all of a sudden the market just dropped when it comes to the collectability of the rare cards. And I'm worried about that. because like you said, like it's $1.50. Like this shouldn't be $1.50, right? It should have some value. It should have some value. I've got a fix for it, Ray. You ready for me to drop something? And then I'm going to drop it on you. We're going to let it sit for a while and maybe bring it up with the community, and next episode have people talk about it. Right?
Wait, can I stop you just for 1 second?
Yeah.
I'm going to roll into a budget section.
I can't
but
wait.
You want to talk about how to provide.
No.
What are we talking about here? Because you're talking about like a marketing design that increase the value of these cards.
I'm going to increase the value. Your deck is going to be budget no matter what. Here's what they need to do. They need to stop making it collectible, and they need to make it a living card game.
Okay.
That's it. I just saved Destiny, everyone. You're welcome. Just like they did with Lord of the Rings. Like make it, and we'll talk later why I think this could help overall the whole market for the cards. But just make it a living card game where you buy it and you get everything. That's what I think they should do. Because like there are Just Games, Just Games in Penfield, New York.
Can I ask you one thing?
Yeah, please.
I've played card games for like a really long time.
Yeah.
I don't really understand what it means when they talk about living card games.
Sure. So
I've never played one.
So collectible versus living. So the two differences, one is you buy booster packs and it's a chase and it's like a loot box on steroids. And am I going to get Padme this time? Am I going to get Padme this time? Am I going to get 5 Crime Lords this time? It's that chase, you're opening boosters, right? A living card game is every month. This month they're going to release the Convergence Scoundrel set. So I would go buy, kind of like they do for X-Wing or for Legion, like I'm buying the pack. I'm getting the dice. It's like, you know what it would be like? It'd be like buying the starters. So like I get the starter pack, but this one's going to be the blue villain. And then this one's going to be Jedi, and this one's going to be red. Or like you can buy each faction. That's the way they could do it. They could do red hero, red villain, blue hero, blue villain. But you get all of the cards and the dice. Now, you'd have to buy 2 sets to get a full play set or something, but you buy them and they come out monthly. So like you keep the game kind of on a rolling schedule. And I don't play Game of Thrones, but that's Game of Thrones switched over to that. So did Netrunner. So did Star Wars, actually, didn't it?
I have no idea. I don't know what living card games are. That's the best explanation I've ever gotten.
Yeah, but that's it. So like you buy, it doesn't come out in booster packs. It comes out, you buy the whole thing, but it just comes out like episodically.
Why do they call it living? Because like it's evolving?
Yeah, because it's kind of like on a rolling schedule. It's like it's continuing. It's not collectible in that you're not chasing it because you know what you're going to get when you buy it.
Okay. I get what you mean.
So there you go. I just saved Destiny. I don't know if they'll but I think that their production problems they have, and like if you weren't worried about the pack portion of it, I bet you it would slow that down for them, because I think that's gotten way out of, they just can't handle that. And I think people, it would just help in general, because Just Games in Penfield, they announced they're not going to sell singles anymore, but they're still having us there and throwing awesome tournaments and letting us play there and selling us the booster boxes. But he said there's no value to him because we all go in there and buy 5 boxes or a case, and then we open them there, and that's it. We never buy singles because we bought freaking 6 cases or 6 boxes.
Yeah, that was really nice. He had them in the display case and all.
Yeah,
and
very cool.
They were, had the prices on them. I thought that was really cool. Yeah. Not a lot of places do that at all.
No, he's good. But either way, it's I've been thinking about that. You and I talked last time in the unreleased episode, like maybe they don't do the dice, and just to help them with the production of that. But I thought about that a little bit more, and the dice are cool.
We talked about that on the unreleased episode.
Yeah, maybe.
You mean the complete waste of our time?
No. Maybe people will get that, Ray. Maybe they won't. It depends on if they deserve it.
We've been gone for a month, but technically we did record a podcast. Chip just didn't release it.
Tell me how we're going to save money with your budget deck, Ray. Hold on. I got to get a pen, get my paper. Ray is going to save us some money. Budget decks. Give it to me.
So I just released a picture of this. Let's start with, before I get into all that, we'll start with Hero. Let's go to the Hero section.
Heroes.
And
got it.
I just released on my Twitter.
Yep.
So you can follow me at More Than a Pilot. And I put a picture up there of a really fun trooper deck that I think is a little bit more viable now that we have so much trooper support. I know a lot of people kind of got jaded by the Rex Clone Trooper deck. So I'm going to run through the deck, and then I'm going to give you, kind of like my budget. This is the budget version. And I'll kind of show you which cards are actually a little bit more pricey. But overall, the deck is still, I would say, easily under $30 to $40. So we're going to run out with Bendu's Lair is going to be the battlefield. The reason I like that one is it just adds like that 5th dice to the pool. So really cool. My characters are going to be Elite Rex, a single Clone Trooper, and then Clone Commander Cody.
Okay,
So,
I like it.
pretty nice, and gets that decent mixture, decent health. But we're all red. So the reason I like red right now and I like Trooper is because I think that FFG gave him a lot of love. So we're gonna nourish that relationship by putting together an actual fun deck. I will say at the Schmeaginal, I played against I think it was like a 4. I think the math's right on that. 3 wide Clone Trooper deck with Cody in there, and it was actually putting in some work. So
For sure.
I'll just say that. But our upgrades, we're only going to have 8 upgrades because we're a little bit of a hybrid. We got 8 upgrades. We got 2 downgrades in this deck.
Okay.
6 supports and then 14 events. So the upgrades in here.
No, wait. The
budget.
characters you have so you have, is it Elite Rex?
Elite Rex.
Okay, how much do you think you're getting a Rex for right now?
He's not expensive. Let me price this out for you because now I have someone interrupting my section.
No. It's very good. It's very good. I wanted to make sure I was paying attention correctly. You said budget, and I noticed there was an elite legendary in there, and I just thought, man, that's going out on a limb. Like you're saying, hey, I don't care.
Rex is $10.
Okay, all right.
2 Rexes.
I'll give it to you.
All right.
It's a good deal.
I need 2 Rexes. All right. Clone Trooper. I can give me your address. I'll mail you one.
But shipping will be $8. So don't.
Yes. So watch out. All right. Can I get back into my?
Do it.
My
Okay. All right. You $10.
Okay.
You're $10. All
right. So we're sitting at $20 right now.
Okay.
Clone Trooper. I'm going to generously price it at $1. Commander Cody. What do you think he's sitting at?
He's same. He's a rare. I mean, it doesn't matter. Rares you're going. You got to put $250 on a rare.
Let me see this.
Cody's $2.
Cody.
$2.
Okay, $2. So what are we sitting at right now? Like $23. We're moving in the right direction.
All right.
Okay, so this this might just bust it wide open.
Yeah, Blaster. Rex's Blaster. How about those are $16 right now, and one guy's watching it.
Now, Cool Stuff Inc. $10.
Okay.
I need 2 of those. So we're now up to like $42. At the beginning of the show, I said it was going to be at least $50.
Okay. All right. I thought you said 30, so I figured you already.
No, that wasn't what I said.
All right.
You really need to pay attention to the show.
Keep going.
We're gonna have 2 E11 blasters.
Ooh.
Good value. They're redeploy. Got some decent sides on them.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the 2 Rex's blasters. So that's gonna be your money cards there. 2 hidden blasters. A revised version of that would be like the handheld cannon. So that would be the high rollers version. 2 riot shields. Now I'm in love with this card. That card is actually getting like a decent price on it. It's like $2 for an uncommon. It's kind of like the Drew hates when I say this, but it's like the Force Illusion for troopers.
Oh, Drew hates when I say this.
Drew hates when I say it.
Oh, Drew.
We're gonna go with 2 hampered.
Mm-hmm.
That's our downgrade, and that's getting up there. It's
good card.
Sneaky. All right. We have 2 A-Wings. We're moving into the supports now. We got 2 copies of A-Wing. We have 2 copies of Resistance Crate Speeder. 2 copies of Suppressive Fire, and that's our support suite.
Oh boy.
And then the events, this is what I'm real excited about. This is probably one of the best events package. We got 14 cards. It's 2 field medics, 2 first aids. So you're healing up nonstop. We got 2 copies of Fresh Supplies. So it's a card from Convergence. It's a 0 cost. It says if you control the battlefield, gain 1 resource. So, activate Rex, and then you can just gain 1 resource or start off with the battlefield.
Okay.
2 copies of Into the Garbage Chute. 2 copies of the deck that actually this card actually motivated me to make the deck. I know it sounds crazy. It's a 0 cost event. It's called Measure for Measure.
It's a great card.
And it's Yeah, it's the same thing as He Doesn't Like You, but it has to be a trooper die.
Trooper die. Yep.
Yep. And we have 2 copies of them. We got 2 copies of Motivate and 2 copies of Near Miss, which is another convergence card. Costs 1, and it requires you to spot 2 characters with the same subplot. We have troopers across the board, and then you can remove a die. And that is your Red Hero Trooper Convergence budget-ish deck.
Okay, how much you think you're getting that for? You thinking about $55?
55 after a final assessment.
Yeah, $55. I think the Rexes are going to start to go for more. So I think if you're looking to invest your tax money wisely, he's a good investment. And this just in, I am now on season 4, episode 9 of the Clone Wars. So everybody was giving me garbage about that. I tried to get through all of it before April 7th, which is when it came off of Netflix. I got real close, but Rex is a pretty cool character in that whole thing. So I was like motivated to play a Rex deck, and this is a pretty good build. Not bad.
I think it's got enough staying power to hang in there. Again, it's like it's going to be hard pressed to make too much money, and we do have, we don't have an established meta right yet, or right now, because there's no real events to help us kind of differentiate what's good and what's bad.
Yeah.
But we still are, I think, moving into a ramp hard and push out as many big, impactful supports as possible.
Right.
So you're definitely not going to ramp like some of those other decks. And for our newer listeners, that just means gain money as fast as some of the other decks. But I think that with the events that we do have, which are just solid across the board, with cool cards like Riot Shield and Hampered, I think that you can kind of throw your opponent off a little bit and kind of slow them down enough that your blasters can kind of do some work.
Yeah, tell me about that battlefield choice, Ray.
So Bendu's Lair. So I was going to go with, I think, the battlefield, and it usually takes me a little bit to learn everything, but I think it is called Military Camp.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. And Military Camp is a battlefield that has a power action. Yep. It is a power action. Yep. Okay. And it says activate up to 2 of your characters that share a subtype. If one of those characters is a trooper, you may re-roll one of its character dice.
Yes.
So if you activate Rex, even with you don't even have to have his little blaster on it. That only adds more value. But if you activate Rex and you steal the battlefield away, or if you already had the battlefield, then you could just power action and activate both of your troopers. And you could make a case for probably going like double clone trooper, because you can essentially re-roll their dice like twice. So that's pretty cool to me. So,
I've got one for you. How about the deck that I played at Bat Manderson's house over the weekend? I played Elite Rex, Elite Kez Dameron, your buddy's dad.
Kez Dameron.
Let me tell you how
sold I am.
Well, let me sell you on him, because Kez Dameron, Ray, this would keep it still kind of budget. Keep it budget. He's a courageous sergeant. He's a hero. Command rare. Character trooper leader. 13, 16, 11 health. 2 range, 3 range for resource. 1 focus, 2 focus, 1 resource, and a blank. Here's his action. Resolve any number of your trooper dice in the order of your choice. And that's an action, by the way. That's not a power action. That's an action. And you add your military camp. That's what I played off of. That deck was lightning fast. That's fast. Good. And the card that I thought, which is in my budget cards, if you're looking for those budget cards for tax season, it's right here. It's a 1-cost red neutral event. Seize the day. Play only if you control the battlefield. Gain 2 actions.
Oh, you like that one?
Love that.
Doesn't that have what is that? Padme sitting on that tower?
I think that's Padme with a chain. Either she's chained or she's whipping something with multiple eyes that looks very angry.
Episode 2.
Yeah,
come on,
very angry.
Where's your knowledge?
Seize the day. Carpe diem, if you will. Goodwill Hunting. What do you think about that card?
Seize the day?
Yeah, seize the day. Carpe diem. I didn't mean to throw you with Latin.
Not on my radar.
No?
Not at all. Mm-mm.
Not a fan.
you come back to me with a better option than Caesar.
What, you don't like the gain 2 actions? Not good enough.
Moving on to the villain side of the budget, we have the Afra engine.
Can I also make one more suggestion on your deck?
Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
I want
Just hijack my whole entire.
No.
Go ahead.
We're building together, Ray. This is what your favorite little team does over there in New Jersey. They spitball. You know, they say, "What about route?" Route. That's a 1-cost event. It's a neutral command, uncommon. It's red. For every 3 dice in your pool, you may remove a die. Route. Convergence. Card 129. How does that fit in your deck? Gotcha.
That's a consideration. That's a high consideration.
Double of those, baby. Double. And then you like that, what's the one that's spot 2 subtypes of the same thing? You get to remove 1 die for 1. What was that one? Near miss?
Near miss.
I don't like that card, Ray. Why don't I like that?
If you think about it, even if they take down one of your characters, it's still online.
Yeah, that's a good fit. For that deck, it's good. I think at a 2-wide, it's bad. I like Way of the Light. Way of the Light. Remove a non-hero die for 1.
That's not bad. I like that. I just think that measure for measure card is super underrated because it's a he doesn't like you if it's in the right deck.
Yeah. The little spicy tech that I had in there was Hostile Takeover, but it's a little pricey. It's cost 2. That's a red neutral command uncommon. Play only if you control the battlefield, which you probably will most of the time. Choose a symbol showing on one of your dice, then resolve an opponent's die showing that same symbol as if it were your die. Hostile Takeover. Little.
Now there are ways, if we're not looking for budget decks, but there are ways to kind of bolster that up a lot. And I would say it would be move closer to a support deck.
Yeah.
So you run the troopers and things like that, but you kind of move it more into a support deck, and you run things like tech teams to kind of help out with the low amount of resource generation.
Right.
But I think there's a lot of good supports like the the lat gunship or whatever the thing is that they have, and you can kind of go that route. Whoa, there's the card you love so much. And I think it would be a fine deck.
Well, it's a great hero deck. Hero Red is back. D House, our friend over at the Jedi Trials, is so happy that he doesn't have to be embarrassed pulling out his red hero cards. What's your villain budget, Ray?
So my villain budget did have Afra in it, but it was like I was like, well, I already have Afras, and that's why it feels like it's a budget deck to me.
It's not that expensive.
And I do know she is. I think she's actually creeping up there right now. She's like sold out everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. Let's even look at the true secondary market of eBay.
Afra, Star Wars Destiny. She is $17 with free shipping. That's the promotional exclusive full art. She's $30. Are you kidding? 26.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she went up.
Jeez Louise, man. I remember when Afra, you couldn't give it away.
Yeah, it was, and then everyone and their mother used to say, but I always looked at her and knew she'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There she is.
Everyone has to be right.
All right, so Afra, Elite Afra?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
So,
there's $60.
So no, I nixed the idea. And I think that if we're doing, because red doesn't get enough love, and this is going to be an ongoing segment moving forward. So this one's going to be red exclusively. All right. And I want to talk about the Grievous, the General Grievous, because I think that card's really good.
Yep.
And I want to talk about the droids in general. Just some real. So if we did red was troopers, we're going to do Grievous and his droids.
Okay.
Now, I've heard a lot of different lists, but I think that the strongest thing is that Grievous makes all those droids cost 1 less. So here's a little spiciness I came up with. All right, we'll price some things out.
I'm ready.
So it's elite, not even elite Grievous. It's single die Grievous. So you only need one little starter, one little Grievous kit.
Okay.
So I did that with that in mind.
$13.
Yep. And then you're going to run 2 of the super battle droids.
Got it.
So, yep. And they drop down from 9 character cost to 8. So we're sitting at what is 9, 8, 17, I think 25?
Roughly.
Right?
Yeah, roughly. I think you got
roughly.
It. What's Grievous is what? 9?
Grievous is 9
Okay.
plus 16.
Got it.
25. All right, so we're sitting at 25, which leaves the last slot to be filled up by a single battle droid. And you're looking at 4 characters with a buttload of health. So it's 18, it's 27, it's 33 health.
Yep.
Boom. Look at that math skills. You'd think I'd be good at the game.
America's best right here.
You know, it's a real tool that helps me propel myself to the top. Okay, so going on from there, you have a bunch of really cool droid support. And most notably, you got like the SAP droid, which comes in the starter
Yes.
set. You have the assassin droid. You can go on like the more high end, but I don't think you'll have the money for that with the Hellfire droid tanks. But that's not budget, so let's not worry about that. And then we have all the great kind of droid. Just like the troopers, we have droid events that are just really good right now. And we have automated defense, which is basically spot a character at this point, and pay 1, remove a die. We have Roger, which is pay 1 for 2 free focus on your droids. I think that this is moving in the right direction.
So here,
Be good.
I love it. I think I got demolished by Zach playing his little droid stuff, and I just couldn't keep up the damage race. Like that indirect just kept piling on and piling on and piling on. But you're missing the yellow. Like when it's funny. It just go back to the old Afra decks where your buddy played. You throw the BT down in the 000, like that's just still as good as it ever has been.
Yeah, it's a super like
it's difficult to beat.
Advantage.
It's just difficult to beat. Is. I don't know how to beat it.
It's just too much advantage. Plus, they have the reprogramming card. So with Afra's ability and a reprogram, you can get one of them down for free.
Yeah.
And, the engine really starts turning. The cool thing I think that the just straight red Grievous droids deck has so much health that you can confidently put in like the climate disruption arrays and just willy-nilly just tap them every turn and feel like pretty good about it. You have all those cool interactions with the super battle droids because they have a power action that allows you to turn a droid die to any side showing damage.
Right.
So with those 2 characters, you have 2 free focus. You have a bunch of health to kind of protect yourself, and then Grievous gives you a reroll on all your droids.
He does.
So I like it. I think it has potential.
I'm looking at some of the other cards. So it's funny in those starter decks, the Grievous starter deck loses heads up to the Obi-Wan starter deck every time.
Yep.
But it's a
Obi-Wan starter deck, so much better.
But it's way better to buy. Like,
yeah,
it's way better to buy. You get the Grievous, you get the Assassin droid, you get the Commando droid, you get there's a Mandalorian jetpack in there. I know that's in both of them. You get wait a minute, which one is that one? That's in the Obi-Wan. Hold on, I'm trying to go through the list. Yeah, the Stap droid for 1. Those things are nasty.
Yeah, it's really good. And I think if you were to put like tech teams in that deck, and I think that's why they reprinted tech team, and it's so good. If you threw that in the deck, then you have a free SAP droid, Stap droid, or whatever it's called.
It was free. That's what Zach was running. It was just nasty. And then the Assassin droid, when you activate it, it's doing a damage and just bad.
Yeah.
I got wrecked.
I don't know if it's like tier 1, but I think that with a good pilot, if you had enough reps,
you don't think it's tier 1 with Afra?
No, I don't. Possibly with Afra, yeah.
It definitely is. No doubt. I think it's the deck to beat. I really do.
No, I think the big kind of thing on the hill is anything that has Entourage in it.
Yeah, okay, I think that's good, but I think this is better. This deck is legit.
I've gotten slammed by Entourage.
What is it?
Yoda,
Yoda, Han, Entourage?
No, I've seen a lot of the, what I was playtesting with some of the world's greatest players.
Holy crap!
Was Snoke, Watto, First Order Stormtrooper, and Watto is a scoundrel.
Yeah.
So you just get a bunch of money, and then you put 1 Entourage down, and then you grab your little hired muscle, and then you grab
That's not
another
out yet. What do you
entourage.
mean you grab your hired muscle? The card is not out yet, Ray. How are you grabbing a hired muscle? Are you proxying it?
Yeah, sure.
TTS. Crap.
Scrubs.
TTS. That's why I don't like TTS. Because I don't like TTS, if I don't play it, I'm at a disadvantage. I don't think that's fair. There you go. I think it stinks. I want the cards in my hand. I don't want to play on a bad online interpretation of the game. I don't want to play it. So there you go, Ray.
Well, I love TTS. Good. I think if you made an entourage deck that had 3 scoundrels across the board, they don't even have to be great ones. Like just 3 scoundrels, and it would probably have to be in villain. Okay. But I think hero has some decent scoundrels as well. But I need like cheap scoundrels. And then if you had enough room for a double down, I think that deck could be really good.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt it's
you double down the entourages, and then you just go from there.
I've got a ready to go. I'm waiting for one more entourage. It'll be delivered tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
That's pretty cool.
Have it ready.
So really slowed down here on the guest front.
It's first time out, Ray. First time out.
I'm just saying.
You start off with a bang. I think people are nervous. You know, here's a successful podcaster from the West Coast bringing his West Coast love. They're not going to run that scoundrel deck out on the West Coast. I can tell you that. They're going to find some blue hero love. They're going to bring out some Ahsoka out there. That's what they're wanting.
I forgot to tell my really good joke. My really good joke was when Kevin was on, when you were like, God, I know you're on the clock. You have to run.
Yeah.
And I was going to say he's the only one getting paid to do this. Have him stay as long as that was my good.
But the comeback.
That's a good one.
Hey, Ray, I've got a couple cards for you that I think are good values to play. You ready for them?
Yeah. I'm not going to interrupt your segment. No,
I want
you
to. You go back and forth. I thought you did a great job. Everyone, Ray Julia, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Ray Julia. You can see Ray hanging out in the Discords over at ABG. Friends over at arrowbrookgaming.com, named after their neighborhood they grew up in. arrowbrookgaming.com. All of your needs, buy your That's Unfortunate t-shirts today. arrowbrookgaming.net. I've got some cards for you, Ray. Here's a card that I know you're going to say is bad, but guess what? I think it's good, and therefore, I'm going to talk about it. It's called Smuggling Ring. Have you heard of this card? Love the art on it.
No, enlighten me.
It's a 2-cost. Well, you got to buy packs, Ray. You might not have seen it on the TTS, but you got to buy some packages of the cards. It's a 2-cost support. It's yellow. It's a neutral. It's card 154 for those putting it in numerical order. It's an action on this support. Exhaust this support to gain 1 resource and gain 1 action. Costs 2. It's called Smuggling Ring. Let me tell you why this is good. Props to Jeremiah Ditch. We played together in a sealed box tournament. Just saying somebody went 4-0 in that, Ray. I'm not going to say any names. It was me. But it's 2 costs. Let's say you play this in your first turn. You're saying, Chip, this is not good. Why? It's going to take you too long to make your money back. Well, just let's say you play it for 2. You get it down on the table. You're getting your ramp going. You tap it, you exhaust it the very next turn. You get a resource. Yeah, you get a resource. You get an action. So it only costs you 1, right? And your speed, you sped right back up. Now it's the next round. First action. It's like having Theed. So now it paid for itself. And then you do it again. Third round, you got an action, and you got another resource. It's I love it. It doesn't slow you down. It doesn't fill you up. It leaves you with that great fresh feeling. It's Smuggling Ring. It's cool art on it. It's a 2-cost support. Feed on a stick. What do you think about Smuggling Ring?
It doesn't fill you. It's like a nice steel oat parfait in the morning.
It's good. Emily was very sad. Very sad. Just saying.
What,
is Ray done? Is he still doing it? I said, well, he went knee deep in it. Like you didn't even you went right into the deep end.
I just jumped in.
Yeah, you gotta walk into it a little bit. You get it up to your belly of the cold water of veganism, and then you do it 1 day a week, Ray.
Well, that's what so what I've been doing, I think you'd be impressed. It's a more of a realistic lifestyle change. If I can select vegetables or a veggie option or a vegan option, I will select that first.
Good idea.
And then I'll kind of go down the line, and it's been usually like because we moved into this part of the podcast, the veggies and the things that you could supplement for them.
Yeah.
Then it's been fishes, chickens, like poultry.
Okay.
And then the red meats.
Okay.
But today I was like really craving. I wanted like some steak, so I got Chipotle with steak.
Okay. Did you have any sour cream?
I did not.
Did you have any cheese?
I did not.
Well, good for you then. That's good. That's a win.
A big old heap of guac on top
That's
of there.
okay. The guac's, it's not the healthiest guac, but I love it. I have the guac. I had a huge Chipotle bowl myself a couple of days ago.
And I ate an entire bag of chips by myself.
Okay. Well, that's where eating alone in the closet may say you have a problem. But I think you're doing great. Keep it up.
I think it balanced itself out. But.
I didn't give you my blue value.
Oh, yeah. I guess we got to go back to talking about Destiny.
Please. Channel the Force, Ray. This is a 2-cost event. Again, you buy some packages of Star Wars Destiny. This might come in it because it's a common card 60. It's a hero card. Blue.
Channel the Force. Okay, go ahead.
It's an event. Now it's 2. And I want you to think Beguile. All right, you heard of that card, Ray?
Yeah.
All right, think Beguile. Reroll a die. You may spot a leader to turn a die to any side. You may spot a Jedi to remove a die. Channel the Force. It's an event. What do you think?
Yeah, it is. It's
same
like
thing.
someone got lazy and said, "Hey, we're doing subtypes now, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah. That card Beguile, it's still good? Yep. Yeah, it's pretty good. Can we just put leader and Jedi on it? Yeah, I think we could do that, Phil. All right. What do you want to call it? I don't know. Like Channel in the Force or something?
Channel in the Force with apostrophe N. Channel in the Force.
Yep. So and it's got a really cool Mace Windu picture on it.
It does. With his big hand going, yep. He's a bad mother. So that's one of them. The other one is, I know other podcasts have talked about it, but I think without question, this is the uncommon you want to get. It's the only move, I think. Well, there's a couple moves that are pretty decent, but if you're going to put a move under your lightsaber training, it's going to be this one because it's neutral blue. It costs 1. It's card 108. It's uncommon, which means it's got a little yellow thing in the bottom right corner. For those putting them in numerical order, it's an event move, deflecting slash. Activate one of your blue characters to remove a die showing ranged or indirect damage. If that character has a card titled Cereso Mastery on it, give it 2 shields. So if you can do all of these things, for 1, you're activating a character, you're removing a die showing ranged or indirect, and we just talked about indirect coming at your face in the new meta. And then if the character has a card titled Cereso Mastery, you got 2 shields. I mean, how much more do you want for 1 resource, which Kevin just said the value of a resource is nothing. A blank. He'd rather have a blank than take away that resource. Well, you keep your blank, Kevin. I'm going to play deflecting slash, which I hid underneath my lightsaber training. What do you think about that card?
I like it. I think the whole mechanic of the move, putting a move on somebody, I think that's really cool because they can't see what's underneath the lightsaber mastery.
You just made me snarf. Did you say putting the moves on somebody? That's a different connotation altogether.
You like that?
Putting the moves.
A little wink from across the table.
I see you sitting at a movie theater, like you're kind of like reaching out,
a little
stretching, a little wee.
Yep,
a little squeezy of the top.
Yeah, no, I think Blue Hero is going to be decent. I think it just needs something. It just needs something. Not a card that is Beguile, but has more restrictions.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
It's exactly what it is. Oh, my leader died. Oh, my Jedi died. Oh, now this Beguile that I just could have just played Beguile.
You're playing 2
That's
of them.
lazy.
No,
I'm telling you, that's lazy card design. It's in the same set. Now, if you introduced us that first, and then rotation happened, like not this rotation, but rotation in the future, and then you gave us Beguile, and we're like, do you remember that card called Channel in the Forces? Yeah, that was cool, right?
Yeah.
Well, now it has no restrictions. See, that's a world I want to live in.
You know the world I want to live in? I want to pay 1 for a card called Secret Treaty Hercule. You can combo with this card from your battle area even when it's in rest mode. And the card looks like his eyeballs are on crack.
Hey, I did my best not to bring any Dragon Ball Super into this conversation.
Hating on the card design.
You can find me at the Sensu Bean podcast as well.
When's that start?
I'm already up. I'm already up and running. I already have guests.
Oh, by the way, you are getting ripped in the chat. I just noticed.
No.
Yes. Did you see it? Got Christopher Monk. Our buddy is in there right now. Loving the Ahsoka. They're saying, dump that chump. That's your friend Alan. Yeah. Rick Russell
Where's
says,
chat at?
Don't worry about it. I asked you to do the Discord. You can't even invite people to the Discord.
There's nobody saying those things.
I'm reading it right now. Live the live. Oh, live the live. I'm not even
Alan
sure.
would be such a better co-host.
You see it now. There it is.
I do.
Nailed it. It's Rick Russell, ladies and gentlemen. You too could be a part of Discard to Reroll Live, our first endeavor. We got to get the link out to just let anybody join the Discord. Just jam it up with people, and then we flop in there on on a Tuesday night. Rick told you to go play some Dragon Ball. Is what he said.
Rick is the one that's making all those really cool. I think it's I'm going to mess up the name. Vindicator.
Oh, is that Vindicator Designs?
Yes,
that's tough. Vindicator. It's a tough one for you, right? Vindicator Designs.
I wasn't sure if it was Vindicator, Vindicate, or I don't know. And
Great
I'm pretty
stuff.
sure it's the guy who makes them.
Yeah, man, I wish that if he puts the website in there, we'll make sure we say that because there's some great designs. Is that where we got those the sweet glasses and the tokens too?
Yes, that's the man. I hope that's the guy. Yeah,
sure. If it's Vindicator Designs, is what
there it is. Vindicator Designs. He's probably like, "Yep, now I'm turning them off because Ray doesn't even know what my company's name is."
That's it. That's good stuff there. So I like those cards, Ray. I think Deflecting Slash is good. I like the idea of the lightsaber training. I heard that the lightsaber training. Did they say something in the RRG or whatever it was that you can put? Now I know that they're not available, but if they happen to be villain or hero or red or yellow, color didn't matter. You can jam it underneath there as long as it's a move.
Well, I don't listen to FFG. I listen to Cody from Arrowbrook Gaming, and I'm pretty sure that he explained to me that it doesn't matter. You do any move that they make from here on out, like color, affiliation, or it doesn't matter.
Any move, any breath you take, any move you make, any cake you bake.
I'll be watching you.
Yep, Arrowbook Gaming will be watching you. This podcast has definitely been brought to you by Arrowbook Gaming. Head over there to get your It's Unfortunate shirts. And
proud sponsor.
Yep, and Phoenix will sign them in blood for you, which would be great. It's facebook.com/Vindicator Designs. If you want to go see some sweet tokens and good stuff over there, that's where you go, Ray. That's the spot. Hey, what was the first deck you ever played, Destiny, competitively? I'd say competitively, like that you either sleeved up or that you played in a live. We're not talking tabletop crap. We're talking live, Ray. What was the first deck you played?
First deck I ever played live. I don't know. It's like a far ways back. It had to probably be First Order Stormtroopers, just like a bunch of them. I think you could do 4 of them.
That was it, huh? That's where that got. Who gave? Did you just figure it out yourself, or did someone give it to you?
No,
how'd you start?
A buddy gave it to me.
Thanks, buddy.
I like how we moved to that thing. Hey, what was your first deck you ever? This is a good talking point.
Hey, you left, by the way. I talked about Star Wars Celebration, Ray, when you were trying to figure out how to use friggin' Discord, and I said it's Star Wars Celebration, and this is a great time to introduce new players to the game. So we're talking about budgets and value. You hand him a budget deck that Ray just built you, a villain and a hero deck. I gave you some great
nostalgia with the first deck. Okay.
And what was your first time? And then my question was, and Rick Russell, by the way, was Grievous Dooku Awakening Cycle. Grievous Dooku, that's a good first deck. If you were, it all comes down to this, Ray. Emily said she would play Destiny with me. So now I'm like, she called my bluff. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? I don't have a deck. It's in between cycles here. I got cards all over the place. I just opened all these booster packs. I don't have a deck built. I can't hand her R2P2 from the freaking 2-player set. Are you kidding me? Like, I need a basic, good deck that she would want to play. So part of this is I want to hear how you started, but I got to make a basic deck, Ray, to have, like, I mean...
I think if I was to introduce somebody, like, straight away, I think it would be a better... Because I haven't really taught anybody, like, from the ground up, like, in a while. Alan says Django Veers. So the deck that I fell in love with was Django Bala Trooper, but that's a different story. Yeah. But I would probably start people off with, like, 3 to 4 characters, non-unique, wide, and play like that.
Really?
And then
you really would? You'd go wide?
Yeah. No, I would. I'd play like that, so they just understand. Because I honestly think that things can become a little bit more complicated with the more dice you add in. I would probably give them like 1 to 2 supports in the deck. The rest would be like upgrades.
Okay.
And then your events. But I would make it very simple as far as like a couple like advancing or aggressive events that are like, do something that in their favor, and then the rest is just straight mitigation. But I would start them off like that, and then I'd be like, okay, so you want to see something cool, like now I'm looking at this under the scope of I've met your wife, and yes. I feel like she'll be like, Chip, I can't believe you play this game.
This is true, so then but at least
you move them up, and you're like, okay, so you were playing with these little rinky-dinky guys.
Yeah.
Now we're going to give you some heavy hitters, and we're going to introduce a second dice on that character. And I think it would get them excited about like, ooh, this is powerful, more efficient.
Yeah.
Because when I started playing, it was like you were trying to find the small edges, like, ooh, this card's good, and this card works really well with my troopers and stuff like that. But it was like, I don't know, we were just building what we thought was good. Now it's like we have a formula of like, this is what's good.
Yeah, and you were a competitive Magic player, though. So, I mean, like the concept of a resource, whether it's mana, like it was almost simplified for you because you have been juggling, multiple colors and interrupts and Destiny, early Destiny didn't even touch that.
No, and I think the good thing about Destiny is it might be snowballing a little too quickly, but what it's been doing is if you've stuck with it from the beginning, it went from this like, okay, we got 3 dice starts or people are going wide, and then it evolved into like, okay, now we're understanding how to be more efficient, and then the standard became 4 die starts and up, and now we're like in this crazy like, okay, now we're judging supports on how effective they'll be and how quickly we can get them out and things like that. So it has taken like a natural progression. Yeah, I just think the resource generation is what's kind of gotten out of hand in Destiny.
It's getting worse. I mean, it really, after looking at Watto, and when you play against that for like a hot second, it's like, forget about it. That thing can put out money so fast. I had, just a quick aside to some Destiny I played this weekend. I had a Palpatine Jabba deck built, and that definitely is not the right pairing. I mean, I realize that's not the right pairing. And Watto, it was like a Watto. Did you say Wat Tambor, Watto, something? You saw?
A lot of people are high on the Snoke Watto Faust first order.
Yeah, what was Zach playing? I forgot something with just, but Watto was just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous.
Now I've only played Watto single die. I couldn't imagine what he's like at Elite.
It's
for the amount of money he makes.
A lot of money. It just was money, and he kept paying the one resource. I'm like, man, that is a gamble. You pay the one resource and you hit it every single time. Where you can, what is it? You pay 1 and then you get 2.
Yeah, So it's spend 1 resource and choose a symbol to reroll a die. If it rolls the chosen symbol, gain 2 resources. I was playing against my good old buddy Original from Arrowbook Gaming.
Oh my god!
I didn't realize
that's your 9th Arrowbook Gaming reference.
Yeah, it's okay. They love us, and I love Kyle. I didn't know. I'm sitting there. That's my buddy Kyle.
Okay, sorry.
I didn't know you can pick an opponent's dice.
With
and
what?
You could say with Watto's power action.
I can roll your dice and call it out?
Yeah, you could. So I was playing Padme, and she's got three focus sides on it.
I heard.
Drew didn't like the 3 focus that it was showing, so he said, "I'm gonna power action Watto, pick your dice and call focus," and then boom, he gained. He essentially gained 1 resource because it's the spend a resource, gain 2. But
let me hold on a minute.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it right now. It says power action, spend 1 resource, and choose a symbol to re-roll a die.
This card is ridiculous.
If it rolls the chosen symbol, gain 2 resources.
This card is crazy good.
Yeah, so I didn't know that it could do that. But Drew knew because he hangs out with Cody.
Right. That's crazy. That's a great... I want to be able to see... That's like The Matrix. When you, by the way, 20th anniversary. That was the first movie Zach and I ever saw together. Very special part in our relationship.
That is lovely.
But 20 years ago, that, when he kneels, it all comes clear. And it turns into he can see the patterns in the Matrix. I want to be able to see that and notice that right off the top. You could roll somebody else's die.
Wording in this game, honestly, I think people that have not played other card games. So here's my take. There's either people like me who play a lot of card games and just love them, and you can kind of understand what's good immediately, but looking deep into the actual cards, sometimes you'll overlook some things. Then there's people that Destiny is their only game, they're exclusively only playing Destiny. They're really good at identifying it because this is the only game that they have to focus on the text. And they're it doesn't have a then there, or it does have an and after that thing.
Right.
And for me, my eyes after playing this game for as long as I have still not trained myself to read something and be does that say and, or does that say then? Oh, right. I wonder if we could do that. And then you got the guys that play all kinds of card games and they're really good at what they do, and they zero in on the wording. Nick Cuenca would be a guy I would use that would do that.
Yeah, he got me high on Jabba. He did a box opening and pulled the Jabba. I was like, yes! He was celebrating. Did a little dance, did a little touchdown dance about Jabba. I'm like, why? And he loved it. Absolutely loves the Jabba. So I've learned not to ignore things that he likes. Also, that Tommy. Tommy's hot on the droids, and so I think, and also that Entourage deck too. I think there's something there. So it was interesting, Ray. Back to the new player advice. I may have to build that. So what I did, you asked Chip, what did you end up building? We didn't play yet, but I built her a Ray Ayla with profitable connections, and it lists a lot of weapons and mitigation.
A Ray Ayla with profitable connections?
Yeah,
that doesn't work anymore.
What? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, she's got the nerf. Oh, the math. No, it's not Ayla. It's not Ayla. It's not Ayla.
Goodness.
It's not Ayla.
I cannot carry this show any.
It's not Ayla. It's not Ayla. Let me go upstairs and see what I did.
Oh,
it was late. It was late. I forgot. It was late.
Oh, no. Wow. This is...
I'm going to go take that one apart. I don't remember what it was. Never mind. I'll edit it.
Explain it to her and be like, all right.
You can't do this.
Can you point out the problem here?
That tells you all you need to know. I run a podcast and I even forgot. That tells you all you need to know. I'm like, this is good. This is really
going on.
This is really good. They should play this at World. This is a good deck. I really don't like you, Ray.
No, that's a good deck. I like that.
Yeah, but it's not even illegal. I might as well make her a legal deck.
Oh yeah, but you can give her something else.
Ray, but I wanted to give her Ray. I mean, a strong, bold woman character would be nice. I mean, Ahsoka cool. Maybe, but I didn't want anything with very complicated abilities.
You can do Ayla, Ahsoka, something else.
Yeah.
Gungan.
If I had $150, I could build your Rex deck that you said. But
come on, that was... I looked at the next thing on the list and I was like, and blast. Damn it.
Rick, by the way, said use your own on your own fragmentation grenade with 5 indirect sides. How about that? Like the Watto.
Oh, call out the Watto and say, yeah, that's a good one.
I'll give you just real quick as we wrap up here, Ray. I ran Padme Saw deck.
How'd it feel?
It was crazy because I didn't bring any dice other than the character dice, and I loaded it up with what's the 5 cost? Attack of the Clones, and like cards you would never play. And the whole goal was because you talk about wording. Let me read Saw for everybody. This guy's going to make a comeback.
When you say I showed up with no dice, I was like, oh, I guess it tested pretty poorly.
Yeah, it did, dude. So great. It's a character leader. He's a character leader. Discard a random card from a player's hand. A player. Then deal indirect damage to an opponent equal to its cost. 2 indirect, 3 indirect, 1 disrupt. The side that Kevin thinks is worse than a blank. 1 resource, a special, and the best side, according to Kevin, a blank. That's card 49. It's a legendary from Legacies, as a matter of fact. Saw Gerrera, Extremist Leader, 11 health, 12-16. You can discard a random card from your own hand. So I would get everything down. I'd mitigate, get down to like a 4 cost, a 5 cost, a 6 cost Falcon in my hand, get it over to those specials, and then do some pretty serious indirect.
I like it.
It was fun.
I like Saw. Yeah. I was always hoping Saw would find a partner, and it might be Padme. So.
Yeah, I ran out of gas there. There needs to be a little bit more to it. I'm not sure what it is. And I think Zach and I had more fun talking like Saw Gerrera for the entire length of the match. And it was like this. Every time we would do something.
Do you ever see how like ferociously he like sucks on that air?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But it's good movie. It's a great Rogue One.
Who's that? Forrest Whitaker? Is that
Forrest Whitaker? Yep, good actor.
He's a good actor. He's just got that eye.
He definitely has the lazy eye going. Got the lazy eye. Way to point that out, Ray. hey, Ray. Boy, this has been a lot of fun. We had a lot of guests today. We had some people.
We had one.
Well, what do you call Rick and Alan and Christopher Monk?
I'm sorry, guests that insult me are not guests at all.
Oh, they're my kind of friends. We're all having fun here. We're all playing Destiny, doing it live.
Thanks for stopping by, Kevin, and we appreciate the support, Monk.
You brought a lot of people, and they really just flocked to the Discord, Ray.
How many people came in? Can you monitor that?
In the Discord? 1.
I didn't share the Discord.
I told you to share the Discord.
Sprecher. Listen.
It's Spreaker.
Listen.
It's not Sprecher. It's not German. It's not German.
It's Spreaker. I only shared the Spreaker, and then in the info of the Spreaker, it says join the Discord.
All right.
This isn't clear.
It's all right. This is called the soft launch, is all it is. Soft launch.
I'm glad that the people of the Star Wars Destiny community got to really see how you treat me. They really got in real time. No editing. No way that he can edit out how many times he interrupts or yells at me.
I have a problem. I have attention deficit. I have a disability.
Then we'll have the debriefing conversation afterwards, where he further points out all my flaws.
There's no flaws. Listen. I feel glad that after you got fired after you left Jacqueline, I feel glad that we were able to connect. It's been a month and a half. It's been too long, Ray. Get some cards. Let's start playing some more Destiny. It's time.
Can I tell everybody how an adult man says, I'm sorry for not texting you back for a really long period of time?
What does he do? What would they do?
I say, hey, Chip, I don't know what's going on. Haven't heard from you in a while. Now, mind you, probably a good week and a half goes by. And in my head, I'm saying, you know what? Screw him. And all the while, he's posting on Twitter, and he's having a great time talking about the new set. And then he tells me through 3 or 4 different memes that you would send to your girlfriend after you wronged them. I think one of them was Will Ferrell. Come on. And now we're here.
And it worked just fine.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy week. It really has. And those tweets happened at 3 a.m, very late. And I feel like, you're protecting our country. You can't be bothered by, little things like this.
By friendship, I cannot.
You have to be busy saving the country. That's what you have to do. And we appreciate all that you do.
It's been fun.
Ray, would you like to do this again? Do you think you can pass around the Discord and we'll get some more people next week?
I think that it could grow.
I am in. Here's the only problem. We're going to whet their appetite because I'm in Florida next week. Maybe I can do it from my phone. I don't know. But I'm in Florida next week for vacation. But the week after, I'm ready to go.
That's fine.
All right.
I think if we were able to let people know well in advance that this was the date and this was the time, then it would be good.
All right. Do a save the date. We'll pick it, and then we'll talk more Destiny, Ray. Where can people find you, Ray? What do they have to do? Are you posting anything anymore on videos? Are you doing anything?
I've just been a little backed up. All right, life hits hard sometimes, and I take the co-pilot stuff, as a thing I enjoy to do. Yeah, it's fun.
Do a deck.
But when you don't have time for fun, it is what it is.
Will you do those budget decks? Would you do that for us, Ray? The people want to see it. Would you play one game with the one and one with the other? Maybe with your boyfriend.
I'll do a deck tech, and I will play the.
Do you think he'll play with you?
Yeah, he's my buddy. Yeah, I could do that.
Let's see how it shows up against one of your boys, Phoenix, Forever Phoenix. That's Forever Fett. But one of those guys, throw them on there. These are the world champs, right? They hold the title.
They are
world
really
champs.
Good. Now I'm pretty rusty, and I played with Drew last night. I'll just leave the people with that. That boy is good.
Yeah, he's
whew.
Oh, listen, you got this, Ray. You've got 2 budget decks. You're going to beat them. I remember I went to a driving range to try and get better for golf. Summer's coming on us, so we got to get the swing going. And I said, what's this tailor-made club? It's $400. Here's a new Nike club. It's $450. Here's a Callaway. I said, what's the difference between all of them? He says, well, let me show you. And he grabs the club that's got the blue and red tape on it, that you can, when you go with your girlfriend to the driving range at night after you go see the movie, grabs that, puts the ball on the tee, and he smacks it about 275 yards down the middle of the fairway. And he says, that's the difference. Have a good night. You know what I'm saying, Ray? Whoa. It's about...
Who do you golf with, Clint Eastwood?
He said, make my day. And that's what you need to be, that guy of Destiny. Like, just grab random cards and just win.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay plugged in like a toaster.
All right. That's good.
My 6-year-old told me that joke.
That's cute. I like it.
He said his teacher told him to stay plugged in like a toaster, which
good.
Also means that he cannot pay attention to anything.
Perfect. See, it all comes back around. Hey, for Ram Chip, thanks for listening and trying our little endeavor here with live discard to reroll, and we hope with all these new sets that come out that all of your rerolls are special ones. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
And there it is, Ray. See, you stopped broadcasting. We were live for 1 hour, 44 minutes, but most of that was just music at the beginning. 34 plays, 2 likes, 16 messages. That's just from the live one.
Yeah, and it just got put hey, we just put it out.
That's good.